All right, let's get started. I'm doing this live. I've come in to work on this special case. This is an extreme rush for Derek. So Derek sent me an email just 2 days ago, I think. His grandfather has passed away, and he's only now kind of realized, where's my pictures of granddad? And I just went through this when I had to put together this, photo video montage of Underdog, on my channel. How important it is when you lose somebody or some animal that is like a kid to you. Where's the picture? So if you're in this situation, if you found this video because you're having to put together funeral pictures, here's my advice. Set your stuff up on Google Photos and take advantage of the fact that Google Photos has a really awesome ability to find faces. So you can upload all your stuff to Google Photos and then locate your loved one's face, and then Google will just find all of the copies that you'll have all those pictures. That's a really, really great thing. Just used that yesterday for Father's Day to put together, a couple pictures of my dad. So that's a really good tool. So let's jump right in and see if we can help Derek. So I have no idea whether or not we'll be able to recover the data on this phone. This is a dead iPhone 6. And he says that he dropped it in water. I'm not sure about that. I took the screws out just to kind of speed things up for our video, and it doesn't look like this phone ever went in water. So we'll have to see whether or not we can recover it at all. And even if we can recover it, Derek's not sure if the one picture he's looking for is a picture of him and his grandfather in front of the Golden Corral, taken a year ago pretty much on July 13th or 14th, 2019. So let's look at the note. Hi, I've got an iPhone 6. It fell in the toilet in July 2019. Now the picture he's looking for was on July 13th or 14th, 2019. So it was shortly after that he dropped this phone. I've had it on my nightstand ever since. About 5 days before it fell in the water, I took photos of me and my grandfather in front of a van that we bought for a business that we started. I've lived with him since my grandma died 2 years ago. He passed away himself Friday evening, so that was just today's Monday, so this was Friday when Grandpa died, and I didn't think that we ever took a photo together until I randomly remembered driving home about our van photos. I've checked all my iCloud backups, and I can't find it. I don't know why. This phone might not even have them, but I won't be at peace until I know. What's the fastest rush you can do? I'll overnight it. If you can work on it the day you get it and overnight it back. His funeral hasn't been planned yet, but they say late next week, so we've got a couple days. This phone might not even contain the pictures I'm looking for, but I need peace, and I must know, and he's looking for the July 13th or 14th van in front of the Golden Corral. So let's jump in and see if we can help out Derek. And I did talk to him a few times after this, and he said, "Sure, go ahead and make a video." So let's see. This one will be interesting one regardless. Okay, so I've already opened it up just to take the screws out, and that's pretty much where I stopped and said, "Hey, let's make a stream out of this." So we'll go ahead and take a look. Let's see what it looks like here under just the hand cam. So opening it up, this looks like a pretty clean, normal looking phone. So this is not what I would expect with a history of fell in a toilet. Toilet phones, super common. Maybe it didn't cause very much water damage, but this looks like a phone that hasn't been wet. There's no like discoloration that you would typically. This looks like a normal looking iPhone 6. But I will say that on the angle here, this looks like bend. Can you see that? I don't know if this camera can pick that up. Bend in iPhone is pretty common. Look at that. See how it's straight, bend right along there. So this looks, I'm concerned that Derek sent the wrong phone. But we'll see what we can do. Bend is not my favorite presentation because bend can, rip up the CPU and cause a lot of problems. But we'll see. Bend can destroy the data containing chips, and then we'll never know. But I can understand, Derek, just, you just want to know whether or not you have this picture. I get it. And we're going to try to help you find out. Yeah, that's bend. Okay, so let's take a look under the microscope. So here we go under the microscope, and we're going to look for any signs of water. So we're going to start by looking at the classic spot. Here we go. Boom. What do we have here at our buddy C5202RF? And unfortunately, C5202RF looks absolutely beautiful. Not my favorite presentation. I was really hoping that this one was going to be that easy case. I think we've probably all seen a VCC main short at C5202RF, which comes from just a single drop of water in the ear speaker, and VCC main is 0.337 in diode mode. That's normal, so we don't have a short on the main power rail. So strike out on the common killer of toilet phones that otherwise don't have a ton of damage. Right? Everything so far looks normal. This all looks normal. Area behind the SIM, those all look normal. I'm looking for water damage along these guys. I don't see any discoloration or marks around here. This has never been wet. There's a little mark here, but I'm not sure that means water. No water, no water, no water. And then up around here, let's look for long screw damage, any kind of technician damage. Nope, nope, nope. No water. And looking at these like backlight area test points, no signs of corrosion that we typically see. Stickers, even the sticker is still beautifully white. Sticker doesn't really mean much. Only the board can tell you if it got wet. You can still have a white sticker with a wet board. And you can have a red sticker with a dry board. But this phone, this logic board, never got wet. Now, that doesn't mean that this is the wrong phone necessarily, because it is totally possible to drop your phone in a toilet and get it back out again. Water might go on top of the battery and kind of float around. Let's actually look for that and see if we can see any other signs of rust or corrosion. Sometimes you can just get a drop of water on the battery, and this is why the rice myth is kind of a drag, because if you get just a little bit of water coming in, up here, and you put the phone in rice, what that drop of water will do is it'll roll and find its way to the logic board and kill C5202. All right, I don't know, maybe it looks a little discolored there, but not really. Doesn't look like a wet phone to me, Derek. Okay, next up, we are going to go straight to a DC power supply. I mean, this phone has a chance of just booting right up. Let's just get some known good. Rule number 1, you don't have a board problem until you know that you don't have a parts problem. Whoa, look what happened. This is green. Whoa, spooky see-through parts. Look at that. That's pretty wild. All right, so we're going to get out a known good screen and see whether or not maybe this is just something classic like backlight. That's a sudden death in the iPhone 6. And see what we got. Let me see if I can see chat at all, right? Under the bottom shield, opposite from the battery, always likes to house the water. I don't think so, not on this one. All right, we're going to just see if we get lucky. I mean, I'm going to just go ahead and plug a screen in because it's possible that this phone just, couldn't charge, or maybe the only water was in the charge port killed its ability to charge, which makes sense that you might think, oh, I've got a terribly water damaged phone, when really you just have a bad charge port. All right, so I'm going to eventually figure out how to plug a screen in. There we go. And let's go ahead and connect it to DC power supply and see if we can get the answer to Derek's grandfather in the Golden Corral in the van. I'm curious what kind of business you'll start with your grandfather in college. I don't know. Wonder what my grandfather would have been good at. Ooh, all right. So I just tried to prompt it to boot, and the DC power supply goes up to 750 milliamps and then hangs flatlining at 750 milliamps. That is a short circuit, but I don't know what line is short. So there's a short circuit on, I don't know what, an 800 milliamp draw in a beautiful looking phone. So it's definitely not the main power rail, and we're not really sure what it is. I hope he gave you the correct password. I hope he gave us the correct password too. And I hope that we find the picture that he wants, and I hope that all is well, but we'll have to see about that. All right, let's go ahead and, while we have our 800 milliamp, ooh, is that hot? We're gonna just use let's use the old thermal camera here to see if we can find what line is hot by looking for a heat signature. So here we go. Here comes some thermal camera. And even with the shields on, let's kind of back it out a little bit. We should maybe theoretically be able to see maybe what area. Ooh, okay. All right, so we can see that we have some heat here at this corner. Now this is looking kind of through the sticker shield. What's in that corner? So in that corner, I haven't worked on an iPhone 6 like this for a while, but in that corner, that is usually not much there. It's like a GPU, a little bit of VCC main that can't possibly be the cause. But that is where 1v8 SD RAM lives from the last time I saw this. So let's go check to see if we actually have a short on 1v8 SD RAM and see if that's what's going on with this one. And if we do, it's going to be because of bend, not because of any kind of water damage. So never get trolled by just trusting any one thing. All right, so let's go on a hunt. So we're going to go over and see if we can figure out maybe how to show you guys a little bit of ZXW. Maybe that's on here. Is it? Can we put it on here? Let's see if I can do, when this is live. And I'm going to look for a way to show you guys some ZXW, which I had to buy a new ZXW subscription. And this is what happened when I tried. Chinese errors. Okay, that's not it. Delete. All right, let's see. Remove window capture 3. Yes. All right, we're gonna have to find. Let's see what we can find. All right, coming up. I'd like for you guys to be able to follow along and see ZXW. So let's try it again. Window capture of this. Nope. Window capture of this. Nope. Window capture of this. Yay! There we go. ZXW. Hooray! All right, so let's go over to ZXW, and this is an iPhone 6, and around here, that's where our hotspot is. I think, is it this one? Yes, 1v8 SD RAM. So 1v8 SD RAM, we're going to go hunt down this capacitor and ask whether or not 1v8 SD RAM is actually short, yes or no. So in order to do that, we need to let's heat it up a little bit and take off the sticker shield and find out if we have a short on 1v8 SD RAM. Now, if we do, in an undamaged phone, then you kind of have to use experience. Why? And there is only one spot that's the good spot. There's only one spot that's solvable quickly for an SD RAM short in iPhone 6. So maybe that's going to be the case here. I don't know. All right, so we've taken off the sticker shield. And let's go under the microscope and see, do we have a short circuit on 1v8 SD RAM? Yes or no? All right. So multimeter, trusty multimeter, what say you? Let's get this out. Kind of miss not being able to really see chat. I have nowhere to see chat because I didn't bring that laptop that I was using. Pretty sure it's this guy here. Aha. 0, 0.019 diode mode, inferring a resistance to ground. So 1v8 SDRAM is short. But why I'm definitely worried about it doesn't have anything to do with water. Look at that. That board is bent. And in my experience, flexion damage, right? Board goes boop, 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 up and down, that the spot that tends to go bad when the 1v8 SDRAM short is going to be right here. This well capacitor right under there. So let's go ahead and desolder that top shield and hope that that's it. So we'll see. What do you think, chat? What do you think is the cause of a 1v8 SDRAM short? Because it could be the SDRAM, and that would be really bad. The 1v8 SDRAM short is definitely not something that I'm not going to replace the RAM on an iPhone 6 tonight at 9:24 p.m. Definitely not going to do that. So let's get this off and see what you say. Chat says, hopefully it's not the RAM. I agree. Hopefully it's not the RAM. We'll see. Usually it's not the RAM. The other place you can get a 1v8 SDRAM short is right now from taking the shield off. If you don't take the shield off exactly like this, then you can end up creating a 1v8 SDRAM short by heating it. So one thing you can do, if you ever heat it on the side, that's a great way to create this problem. I had once from a data recovery company sent me a stack of iPhone 6s, and they all had the same 1v8 SDRAM short that they had created between the layers of the RAM and the CPU itself. All right, back to the microscope. We're going to look for that one spot. Let me show you on ZXW where we're going to look so that you guys can follow along. And we are going to go up here to the top. Now, see, flexion really bothers big chips like the CPU, and it's going to happen wherever there's a weak spot in the board. So when you have bend, where's it going to bend? It's going to bend to the weak spot, and the weak spot is between the SIM tray and the CPU. And in that spot, there is this 1v8 SDRAM capacitor that will sometimes decide that it feels like being a wire. So that's who we're going to blame, and we're going to eliminate that guy as a variable and see whether or not this phone turns right back on, or if it actually has a bigger problem. So let's see. So even though there's no sign of anything that looks bad at all, just from experience, it's been this guy a few times. So let's see if we can delete him as a variable. Now this, you guys who've solved error 9 on iPhone 6 may recall that this is the exact same corner of the CPU that ends up getting lifted from the same mechanism, right? Some sort of a severe drop or bend can cause the CPU to lift on the EEPROM traces that make your phone boot loop and get error 9. All right, so I'm trying to kind of get this guy out just sort of like the dentist. There we go. All right, so it's out. Now that is actually, in my opinion, the safest, although seemingly barbaric way to remove that capacitor. That capacitor is, you can leave it off with no harm on the 1v8 SDRAM line, in my experience. All right, so let's see. Aha, 0.306. So we have cured, yay, we've cured our 1v8 SDRAM short. Thank goodness for experience, right? Knowing right where to look comes from looking at thousands of these phones and seeing this case. I certainly didn't go after that cap the first time I ever saw a non-water damaged iPhone 6. All right, so yay, progress. Now let's go ahead and see if that's the only problem, because we know that there's a good chance that this phone may have a lift at the CPU and now will boot loop instead of boot. So that's no way to predict whether or not that's going to happen. And if so, then that's going to require a really big deal repair in order to get it to boot up, so that we can find out Derek's grandfather. Let's see. Let me get a little bit more light or either more light or, yeah, this one's never going to connect. Look at my test screen. Here we're going to learn a little something in the how to solve unexpected problems. All right, so I can tell my screen feels weird. Why is that? Because it no longer has a connector there, right? So we see people send in for this all the time. One of the students that we had just a week ago or so had one like this. Look at this connector, right? There's my old screen right there. So we got to get this guy out. Look at that. That's my old screen connector, my test screen. Finally bit it. So I would like to get this thing out without having to replace this connector. So let's try and do that. That is not nearly pointy enough. Let's see if we can extract that without also killing this connector. Can we do it? There we go. That's some progress. Okay, yeah. And let's see. Progress. All right, we'll take that we'll take that as a small win. All right, now let's go in here. We got to kind of like think about these connectors like they are. They're little letter U. You're just gonna pluck it out. There you go. Yay! No connector damage. This screen is gonna go to timeout for being bad. Dare we use Derek's screen itself? I think we dare. Dare we? I say we dare. All right, let's see. Hi, Jessa. Long time no see. Long time no see. I have been fixing phones and trying to figure out what to do with all these kids at home. What up, Christy? Christy's in the house. Let's keep Christy safe, and we'll stick a mask on. Alrighty. We'll wear a mask so that we can have lots of fun in the comments telling people about how important it is to wear masks and getting into some comment wars, doing comment battle against people that are unaware that the proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences just last week showed us that masks are our #1 best weapon against COVID-19, which I think makes a lot of sense. In fact, I was even thinking about doing a video. I don't think you're allowed to, but to talk about my pet theory. Chris, do you know my pet theory about air conditioning? You know? Yeah, so the coronavirus was here in New York when it was cold and when everybody was inside. And now everybody in New York is outside. It went away. Where did it go? To where it's hot and everybody's inside because of air conditioning. Yeah, see, I like that theory. All right. Yeah, this basically means bad news for us in the fall, but for now, it means party it up. Yeah, it means smoke them if you got them. All right, so now I'm going to prompt Derek's phone to boot. Come on, let's prompt it. I'm going to prompt it here in the power button. All right, what do we have here? Okay, now, will it boot or will it loop because the CPU is loose? I don't know what will happen. If it does boot, will this passcode that Derek gave me actually work? Is this even the right phone? I don't know. And if it is the right phone, will it have the picture that we seek of Derek's grandfather at the Golden Corral? I don't know. We're about to find out. Let's zoom it out a little bit so that we can all follow along here. Boot. You can do it. Boot. Boot, boot, boot. Boot, boot, boot. Has the way that I handle phones changed? Not really. I mean, we do use alcohol, but we kind of already did that. So at intake, spritz, and wipe down things. Okay, come on, you can do it. I think that if it were going to loop like an error 9 loop, it probably would have looped. So I'm excited. I think it should be able to, resurrect here. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Begin compressions. Oh, there we go. Just need a little CPR. All right, 5. Come on, you can have touch. 5. There you go. You can do it. 5. All right, I think I'm going to have to get one of my own test screens. Derek, I think your screen might not have touch. Hopefully that's what it is. Oh, nope, here we go. All right, 5. Derek, your screen. Come on, buddy. We need your passcode. Maybe it needs more CPR. All right, I'm gonna have to switch for the known good screen. So we'll disconnect. So progress, we're gonna at least be able to answer the question whether or not this phone. All right, this one looks like a healthy iPhone 6 screen. There's no reason why a 1v8 SD RAM short would have no touch. I'm trying to think. I can't think of a reason that it would have no touch, so we will try again. Let's actually try it with a battery and see if we can get a dock. Oh, I don't have a dock. Boo. Can't believe there's no iPhone 6 dock in the iPhone 6 green. I'm going to get another one. Is this iPhone 6? Nope. iPhone 8. There we go. All right. See if it can boot up without needing CPR. It did seem to take a while. So that we can find out, is this the right phone, Derek? I don't know. All right, let's find out. Okay, let's prompt it to boot and hope that it has touch. Because if it doesn't have touch, then the most likely reason is going to be bend or flexion. And that is going to mean under the CPU, most likely, because nothing else really makes sense. All right, let's see. Okay, we're going to ask it, can it boot and have touch so that we can enter in Derek's passcode? The good news is that it was at least asking for a 4-digit passcode, and that's what Derek gave me. So we still got a chance. So we're gonna keep on keeping on. All right. Let's see. Bent phone, possible touch IC fault. Hey, Christy. You want to answer the iPad Rehab phone? She's like, no, I do not. Huh?
Where's the phone?
It's up front. It's probably Derek who's saying, why'd you... Huh? All right. Touch disease. I hope not. Kyle says, you saved my phone from Slovakia. Fantastic. Very, very good to know. All right, here we go. 5. Oh, wrong number. All right. Okay, so we... All right, it seems like it's the right phone. All right, now, one of the things that Derek told me is that, yeah, he didn't mind if we do a stream with the phone. He really, really wants to know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the hand cam away for a second, and I'm going to see what's on this phone. Because Derek did say, I might be in college and might not have everything super tame on here, but he said we could go on a hunt. All right, let me see. Oh Lord, Christy, do you have good eyes? Christy, you do have good eyes. All right, we got to get back to July 13th. All right, will we find the right picture here? Well, Derek takes a lot of screenshots. There's pictures from when Derek was a little boy. I'm going to have to get the weapons out. There we go. Okay. Now we're looking for July 13th. That's December, Christmas Day, Merry Christmas, nonstop fairs, Screenshot. Christmas. I went back way too far. All right. Thursday. State of Ohio. I don't know. Thursday. It doesn't tell me what Thursday though. I don't know when this phone died. Friday. Oh no! He lost image. Let's see. Can we wake it back up? All right, we can wake it back up. All right. Screenshot. Screenshot, tweet, screenshot. This is a cute picture, but I don't think this is not your grandfather. Yikes. Is that you, Derek? Very cute, but that's probably not what you're looking for. That's not the Golden Corral. That's definitely not your grandfather. All right, there's a tent. Looks like you camped out. I wish it said what Saturday this was. What day does this phone think it is? You got way too many screenshots. I'm starting to think your camera isn't even working. All right, I bet this is Derek, but not his grandfather. All right, Derek. We got one picture of Derek. We got some takeout. We got a dog. We want to find out if we can find the picture of Derek's grandfather. And it's hard to know. And this would be when I realized that making edited videos makes a lot more sense. Derek rides Lyft a lot. Come on, Derek. Oh no. All right, what day does this phone think it is? I don't see a picture of Golden Corral, and I went back pretty far. Let's see. This phone believes that today is January 2nd, 2019. So that is not the right thing, right? This phone believes that today is January 2nd, 2019, and Derek, you are searching for a picture that you took in July of 2019. This phone, which is not a water damage phone, I don't think this is the right phone. So you sent me a phone that died probably from a drop or bend, and it died on January 2nd, 2019. And I can tell you a lot about what you did for Christmas, and you did a lot of screenshots between Christmas and January 2nd. But Derek, your picture of your grandfather occurred 6 months in the future from when this phone died. So that's the end of the story. Can't help you find any pictures of your grandfather, but at least you have the peace of mind and the mystery is solved. This phone turns on, and we will be able to recover all of the information that's on here, which we will do, put it on a USB drive for you, and you'll be able to get back all of the pictures that are on here. And we'll be able to help you with, maybe you got some messages there from your grandfather or something else that's meaningful. But this one is not going to help us solve the mystery of Derek's missing picture. But listen, you got a couple days. If you have another phone that's the one that you thought you sent me, the actually water damaged one, look around and you still got time, and we'll see if we can help you out. All right, thank you for watching stream, and I hope that you guys had fun solving the mystery of Derek's iPhone 6.